Say hello to part 2 of the Lolcow Iceberg.
It's too bad you're trans. I can't get the full effect. Please stop making me. I'll take the journey. Send me to the office. It's too late for that now.
Just want to let you know that you did such a good job today. I'm so proud of you.
So if a young child was left alone in a room with Jupiter, that child would not walk out the same?
Probably not if they walked out at all.
It doesn't matter that the shooter was trans.
As you can see, that's bubbling.
I was role-playing with minors, but didn't know at the time. I didn't care to ask their age.
As the list descends deeper, the Lolcows who inhabit these spaces get worse and worse, as you'll see with this first Lolcow, Jupiter the Hybrid. Jupiter is an extremely mentally ill, delusional man. He was born into the foster care system and grew up in it. Jupiter was extremely abusive to his family, according to his foster sister. His sister was interviewed by Linda Binda, and she revealed some horrific things.
You thought that he was finally gonna kill you.
Yeah. I thought that this would be also kind of a relief if he did. And when I got older and started developing more, like reaching our puberty stages, then he would attempt to rope me or my sisters.
Jupiter's sister isn't his only sibling. He had a brother, who was apparently a very bad person. He estimated both Jupiter and his sister from the ages of 3 and 4 to the ages of 9 and 10. This older brother is now in prison for sending inappropriate pictures to someone who is not of age. Jupiter lived most of his life in isolation. He never really had a presence online until one day. Jupiter was sending a lot of videos to girls on Snapchat, basically asking them out in the most cringy and embarrassing way possible.
So, your name is Sophia, right? Well, this little devil wants you to know the reason why he wants you to date him, because if you like what you see, you take it. If you like what you want, then grab it. You know the price, and buy it.
These videos were recorded and posted on TikTok, which is when he started getting popularity and when he was discovered by Linda Binda. Linda is a content creator who decided to indulge Jupiter, and it'd be one of her biggest mistakes. She would go on video call with him, basically making fun of him the whole time, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Sorry, I'm getting a little flustered.
It's alright.
I don't normally talk to hot guys.
I mean, I've been told I'm ugly, but you know what? I just don't give a crap no matter what.
Well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Exactly.
And right now, I'm the beholder.
Mm-hmm. I grew up here in Idaho. I live in Nampa, Idaho. And Chip and Becky Page are my cousins on my dad's side. They are my dad's cousins.
During this call, and the ones after, Jupiter's schizophrenia would start to show. In his mind, he is half vampire and half werewolf. He has a tail that is only visible to other mythical creatures, and his eyes change colors depending on his mood. He made a lot of wild claims about his life. Jupiter lives in a fantasy world in his head where he is part of an elite hacking group and was a popular street thief. But the most concerning delusion that he has is his pony family. Jupiter has a few stuffed My Little Pony animals, and he created a family with them. The most infamous one of these is Sheratora, his wife, who he somehow had a few pony children with. Jupiter would of course go viral with all of this, and when he did, a lot of stuff came out about him. He was caught talking inappropriately to minors. A girl asked him in a group call if it was okay for her to send pictures of herself to Jupiter, even if she's a minor, to which Jupiter invited her to do so. He also changed his relationship status on Facebook to married. This apparent marriage was with a girl who was born in April of 2008. However, when he was questioned about this, he claimed that the legal age in the UK, which is where she lived, is 16, and therefore what he's doing is not illegal. However, while that might be true now, when he was exposed for this, she was not 16 yet. Jupiter is obviously a very sick individual. When he was interrogated about this info by Kiwi Tapes, Smokey MCC, and a few other people, he admitted fault and claimed he'd never do this again, which is completely a lie. He would be caught talking to minors multiple times after this. He is apparently under investigation for having a certain kind of content that involves underage people on his devices, but nothing has come of that yet. Nowadays, Jupiter has burned his pony family to please his girlfriend, and he's probably still talking to minors. Donovan Mayo. Donovan Mayo was a very unique TikToker back in the day. I used to watch him before all the allegations came out, and he was pretty interesting. There was a popular joke among his followers where they called Donovan other names that start with D, but not his actual name. For example, the most popular ones were Dingleberry, DaBaby, Dingus, etc. His most popular videos were of him doing TikTok dances in his school library, but he also indulged in some roleplay. Donovan was a fan of the Dream SMP, which is a Minecraft server owned and played by a group of Minecraft YouTubers. Donovan made his own version of this server in some sort of fan fiction roleplay. He made up characters, gave them names and personalities, and cosplayed as them. A few of those characters include Dream XD, Sacred Dream, and Lost Dream, who will be very important later. In this little world of his, he decided to invite other people to roleplay in it, including a very young girl. This girl's character would be known as Phoenix Dream. Donovan basically merged both their SMPs and made an introductory video for her.
SMP welcoming video for Phoenix Dream and her SMP.
Mr. Lost Dream!
Please, have a seat.
Sits down. Thank you for having me.
By our side. Welcome to our SMP.
Thank you. By the way, what's that?
This is my Merithian Master Blade. I actually forged it out of the Merithian candle.
This wasn't it, however. Donovan would later upload another roleplay video where he threatens this young girl's character into going on a date with him while cosplaying as Lost Dream. Not too long after this, screenshots came out of Donovan roleplaying inappropriately with a very young girl while he was 21. Donovan would address these accusations in a very insensitive video.
Hello everyone, my name is Donovan Mayo, aka Donovan Mayo 46. I'm widely known on TikTok as a cosplayer and roleplayer, but behind the scenes, I was roleplaying with minors but didn't know at the time. I didn't care to ask their age, and this was my fault on my part, being the older one. In fact, here's one of the messages that I was roleplaying with. Someone was asking, is this secret between us? Maybe people will think I'm too young for you. And in reply I said, it's all secret. Besides, my age is unlisted and unknown. So this is to all my followers that I am sorry. This is me doing the thug shaker.
If you don't know, Donovan's comments used to be filled with people asking him to do the thug shaker, back when it was a popular meme, which is why he did it in this apology video. Not that it excuses it at all, it was still very insensitive. King Cobra JFS. King Cobra, real name Joshua Faye Sanders, is a YouTuber known for his disgusting cooking and many girlfriends.
You like, drop it in there. And the recipe turned out good. So you take 4 of these cardinal cherries. Trying to get it squished just a little bit.
He began making videos in his father's basement before moving out into his own apartment roughly a year later. Joshua would attend Job Corps, which is a free residential education and job training program for young adults. This is where he'd meet a girl named Stephanie. Joshua and Stephanie were in love. They got along very well and their relationship was blossoming. Until one day, Josh got caught smoking the devil's lettuce and would get kicked out of Job Corps. Stephanie wanted to leave Job Corps to continue to be with Joshua, but he'd encourage her to stay and continue her education. She visited him a few times until he cheated on her with a toothless goth. She cheated back and eventually they broke up. Joshua has a real passion for cooking, although he's not very good at it. He is known for making stomach-turning, disgusting foods. For example, he mixed ranch with boxed mac and cheese. And of course, Joshua doesn't like eating this way, which is when he began to order DoorDash pretty much every day. This was a big hit on his bank account, which he wouldn't care too much about. His income sources were pretty limited. He mainly got money from AdSense, supporter donations, and his wand selling business. He spray painted wooden wands and sold them on Etsy, which is a very interesting business. The problem with this, however, are the unsafe working conditions. He would spray these wands indoors with spray paint, and the fumes from the spray paint caused his neighbors to become sick. That, along with smoking like a chimney indoors, would get him evicted from his apartment. Joshua's father would help him move into a new place, creating a strict no spray paint or indoor smoking rule that Josh would barely follow. Smoking wasn't the only addiction that Josh struggles with. He is also a severe alcoholic. He is constantly drunk in his videos and on stream, which would lead to a lot of problems. He would confess to a lot of disgusting things during these drunken ramblings that I can't in good conscience talk about on here. But what I can talk about are his many girlfriends. I've mentioned Stephanie, but Joshua's most notable romantic conquest is of a woman named Jessica. Jessica is a terrifying, mentally ill, abusive woman. She is known by the Cobra community for acting extremely abusive, as if she has bipolar disorder.
Is she aggressive, Josh?
No, she's not aggressive.
Why do they keep saying that?
I have no idea, because when she was drunk, she was like pushing me. And
I've only been begging for attention for the past, 2 days. I need to be told like a toddler, no, you don't get attention today. You can get attention on this day and this day and this day, not these days. I need to be talked to like a little child. Otherwise, I get mentally sick to my stomach and I don't eat. Get it? I hope you get what you deserve in your life. Because it's obviously not me, so I hope you get what you deserve. I've been begging for your attention. I'm a loser. You can break up with me. It's fine. It ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I can give your ring back too. It's not gonna hurt me. You can give it to somebody more deserving because I obviously don't deserve it. I hope you got somebody else in line for that because I can give it back to you.
Everything that happened between these two could be made into a 10-hour-long video, but we don't have time for that so I'll summarize it quickly. Jessica caused Joshua to be evicted again. They both had a lot of fights, some of which were recorded and shows how truly horrific this woman is. Not too long ago, Josh made the right decision and broke up with her, and nowadays he's drinking, smoking, and eating garbage while streaming and making his videos. Mama Owl. Mama Owl is a very recent case. She is a middle school teacher who uploads school-related skits on YouTube and TikTok. These skits usually include a child who's in trouble for something, usually not their fault, and some mean teacher being unfair to them. And that's when the hero character comes in and epically wins the argument against the naggy-saggy teacher. Mama Owl's skits would be her downfall, however, as she uploaded 2 very disgusting and inappropriate videos. This first one is a story of a girl who was in middle school, by the way, getting in trouble for having inappropriate literature with her at school and reading it during class. This skit follows the classic Mama Owl formula. The saint child gets in trouble by the naggy-saggy teacher, and some hero, either a parent or another teacher, comes in and saves the day. This time it was a parent, and somehow Mama Owl wrote the script to heavily imply, outright say that reading inappropriate literature during class and in school is okay, which it is absolutely not, especially not in middle school. In the skit, a student gets called into the office and her parent gets notified. The mom shows up and is confused on why her daughter is in trouble, to which the evil mean teacher says that her daughter was reading stuff in class that she shouldn't be reading. The mom then epically destroys the teacher by saying that it's okay to read that stuff in class because there's no visual depiction.
If you'll just come with me, your daughter has been really unreasonable. My daughter unreasonable? If you wouldn't mind just having a seat. Hi, baby. Hi, Mom. Do you want to tell me what this is all about, or? Well, why don't I go ahead and start? Ma'am, it was brought to our attention that your daughter was parading around with some inappropriate material in the school building. What inappropriate material? My book. This is about a book? Yes, it is. She's been parading it around the school, and parading? Can you define that? Excuse me? What do you mean by parading? Is she like standing on top of things and showing people inappropriate pictures? Like, I don't understand. What do you mean by parading? Well, frankly, if we're just going to quibble over semantics, I don't know that there's much point to this meeting, because it kind of seems like you're not very receptive to me. Not receptive? I mean, I was just trying to gauge the situation and exactly what you were saying is going on here. I mean, does Kara need to tell me? No, ma'am. So she has been carrying this book around with her all to her classes. She's been reading it openly in front of other students, and somebody saw it and thought it was very inappropriate and reported it to the administration, which is why we are here. Okay, who saw this? Who reported this? Who was upset and offended by this? Well, I think the person who reported it wanted to remain anonymous. They wanted to remain anonymous, or you're protecting them. Okay, so anonymity was not explicitly requested, but I think given the situation, they would like it if I kept their name out of it. Okay, so the way you're talking about this, correct me if I'm wrong, but if a student had reported my daughter for inappropriate materials, you wouldn't be able to tell me because students have a right to privacy. But because you're telling me that you assume this person wants to remain anonymous, it's a teacher. Am I right? Okay, so it's a teacher. So a teacher reported her for what? Reading during class? For the graphic and inappropriate content of the material she happens to be reading at school. How did the teacher know that it was inappropriate? Also, if you just flip through the pages of this book, there are no pictures. So what's the problem?
And as if that's not bad enough, her next and most controversial skit is even more sickening. The skit depicts a trans child getting S'd by a teacher. Mama Owl went into graphic depiction, acting it out completely in a way that'll make your stomach turn.
Pause. You're going to pay your penance now. It's too bad you're trans. I can't get the full effect. Please stop making me. I'll take the charge. Send me to the office. It's too late for that now. What are you? I said it's time to pay your penance. No, don't touch me! I have to talk to a principal. Any principal, please. My God, what's going on here? Please help me. I have to show you this. Here's a tone. What is this? My son took me into a room by myself and just watch.
This skit went viral, and Mama Owl got into a lot of hot water. She would delete a lot of her videos and posted an explanation that explains absolutely nothing. As of now, Mama Owl still uploads on TikTok. However, she barely gets any views, and her comments still consist of people making fun of her and her disgusting skits. Foodie Beauty. Foodie Beauty, also known as Chantal, is a severely overweight YouTuber who is known for her rage and trauma. Chantal grew up in a very tough environment. When she was still in school, Chantal got involved with an adult man who had a pregnant girlfriend. This girlfriend was a complete psycho and even showed up to Chantal's school to fight her. Because of this and a few other incidents, Chantal was admitted to a mental health hospital. She absolutely hated it there and would attempt to go back home to her mother, to which Mom informed Chantal that she is no longer allowed back home, forcing Chantal to live in a group home for young adults. She despised this group home, but it wasn't all bad. Chantal found a man here. This man goes by Big G. He is mentally disadvantaged in some way, and she apparently took advantage of him for food. While she was with Big G, she was still with the adult boyfriend mentioned previously, and when they all hung out together, the boyfriend beat up Big G to a bloody pulp. Then he left the both of them. Chantal would continue to be with Big G out of just pure pity, but eventually they split it off. Chantal is no stranger to questionable romantic choices. One time she met a couple online and arranged an entanglement. However, Chantal lied about her age and appearance, which caused the couple to be turned off by her. The man still let her crash on the couch out of pity, and while Chantal was sleeping, she woke up to go and use the bathroom. Once she got in, she projectile vomited all over the walls and defecated on the floor. These are a few of many inappropriate encounters, and I haven't even mentioned the homeless man or the poop man. However, Chantal would actually have something to gain from this. She had a natural storytelling ability, and so she would start a YouTube channel where she told stories while eating food. During these videos, Chantal would eat a lot of junk food and tell stories of her disgusting, intimate encounters. She made multiple attempts to lose weight and they never went anywhere. She also converted to Islam at one point. For some reason, this caused her to wear hijabs in her videos at the dismay of many people. Nowadays, Chantal is traveling abroad with a man who is cheating on her, and she's probably still binge eating and being fat. Ethan is online. Ethan is a chronically online YouTuber who is known for his extremely stupid and far-left takes. He started off as a regular YouTuber, making content that interests him, such as movies, games, etc. But over time, he would slowly switch over to very left-leaning content. In his videos, he would show his very concerning political viewpoints. These include, but aren't limited to, corn addiction not being real, any positive representation of cops being good is propaganda, conservatives being predators, and many, many more. Ethan's most concerning viewpoint, though, is his opinion on predator catchers, specifically one, Alex Rosen. Alex is the man who caught EDP, and since then, he continued catching predators and has been doing a good job. Ethan would take a problem with this though. He reacted to this video on a live stream and gave a bunch of disgusting takes.
What got you into this?
Well, I'm 23 years old now. I know I look older, but you know, seeing—
You look more mature.
Right, I look more mature. Thank you, thank you.
This man is 23 years old and spends all day pretending to be a child on the internet to talk to files, and then goes to their house. Guy's not normal.
Okay, it's not normal, but why is that necessarily bad? In fact, I'd say catching predators with decoys is a good thing.
Oh my god, you actually talk to child diddlers and pretend to be a teenager? Are you trying to get them arrested or something?
Houston, Texas, where I'm from, at 19, you gotta be 21 to graduate the academy. At least that's what it was a couple years ago. I don't know now.
He doesn't want to be a cop anymore. He's having way too much fun, pretending to be a little boy all day. I do think that because this guy keeps repetitively engaging these people, clearly, you can't arrest him for that. Because he wasn't talking to a little girl. He was talking to a guy pretending to be a little girl. It's not illegal.
In short, Ethan is a chronically online degenerate that doesn't know what he's talking about. Fuzz99. Fuzz99, otherwise known as Maul, is a gay little channel on TikTok that mostly posts LGBTQ content. Maul is a trans-masc individual, which means he identifies as masculine, but not necessarily male, but he still goes by they/he pronouns. He was born a female with a condition called PCOS. This condition has a lot of different side effects and medical concerns. One of the most prominent side effects is excessive testosterone. Maul exhibits this effect, which caused a lot of stress for him growing up. He grew up as a girl until he came out as gay in 2021 and trans not long after. While he was discovering himself, he created a TikTok account. Maul would document his queer discovering journey since quarantine. A lot of his content revolved and revolves around transgenderism and LGBTQ in general. Of course, this alone caused a lot of hate for him, and he'd post a lot of horrifically over-the-top cringe content, which would also contribute to the hate.
Why do I call myself gay if my pronouns are he, they, and I'm dating a girl? Well, what? Your pronouns don't equal your gender!
Eventually, one of his videos would be posted to the Libs of TikTok Twitter account, which caused Mal to blow up. This would be his downfall, however, as the hate got absolutely unbearable. One thing you should know about Mal is he is, or was, a substitute teacher. Apparently he was a great one, being a role model to the LGBTQ kids in school. Mal loved this job and it was very important to him, until one day he was called in. Mal was informed that he is relieved of his duties. A hater sent in 2 screenshots of old thirst traps that Mal posted to TikTok. Mal explained that they were old and not representative of his content at all. The person he explained this to agreed with Mal, and she promised she'd show the higher-ups at the school this newfound information. However, it didn't work out. Malga uploaded a video on YouTube detailing the entire situation. However, he never got his job back. Mal was involved in a few controversies. He said some very insensitive and bigoted things towards straight people.
It actually really sucks that straight cis couples never have to worry about holding hands or kissing in public. And I'm grateful that I pass as a guy most of the time out in public. And at a quick glance, me and her look like we could pass as a straight couple. It's blah. Cause nobody wants to be straight.
Mal got a lot of hate for this and eventually had to stop posting due to an incident with a hater in real life, which Mal announced in a heartfelt video.
I really hate to come on here to make this video. Unfortunately, this morning I had a really bad incident with a hater and had to get the police involved. A lot of people in my life know my current situation right now, and I wish I could talk about it more, but I don't want to and can't really get into it. But I currently am being advised by the police to take a step back from TikTok. Before I go though, I did want to talk about 2 major assumptions that the haters are making about me and just clarify things, because I just want to clarify because I was gonna make a video this week to talk about it, but obviously I have to leave now. So real quick, 1, I have never once said that my content is for kids or that my intent has been to make content for kids. Most people don't know this, but you have to be at least 13 years old to even make or have a TikTok account. And TikTok makes your account private until you're at least the age of 16. If a kid does find my TikToks, that is out of my control. From that point on, it's on the parents' duty to be in charge of monitoring what their kids are watching and doing. I make my content to be family friendly and wholesome because that's who I am, and I want to be inclusive to everyone out there. And I want people to know that this is a safe place where they can ask any question they want and they won't get judged. Secondly, I never said I hate straight people. I literally said, who would want to be straight? Blech. And I literally do not know how to stress this enough. My content is for the gays, not the straights. And as a gay person who grew up thinking they had to be straight, who never saw 1 ounce of any kind of LGBTQ representation in any media, who hated themselves when they realized they were gay, and wished and prayed that they weren't, and then almost life, and then after a long time eventually learned and accepted that it was okay to be gay and that you can love who you want to love. Yeah, I would never want to go back to being straight or ever be straight. And a lot of gay people who I make these videos for and who have gone through the same exact things feel the exact same fucking way. So I'm sorry to all the straight people who I offended, but y'all need to realize that the straights have not been kind to us. And I would not give up loving the person I love for anything in this world.
He'd eventually come back, and when he did, his comments were turned off. This was for a certain reason, which he explained in a very pretentious video.
I feel like I could talk about this now. This may shock a few of you, but I'm actually a really smart cookie. I graduated college with high honors and was a part of a couple honor societies and had multiple leadership roles all across campus. Everyone knew who I was. I've even had coworkers come up to me at work and be like, yo, so you're like actually really smart. Like, I thought you were like one of those people that... Stop. Do not finish that sentence because your real IQ is showing right now because you assumed just because I'm fun and like to be goofy and have fun that I'm not smart. Anyways, all of this hate stuff started at the beginning of July, when the lady behind the infamous hate group, the Libs of TikTok on Twitter, reposted one of my I'm glad you asked videos. And this woman sent an army of hundreds of thousands of haters to my page where they all attacked with their full might. And then a couple weeks after attacking me, attacked Boston Children's Hospital and sent all her haters after the Boston trans kids and doctors, and you best believe that I still got beef with her. But after all of July and all of August, I was very annoyed with all these people. They just wouldn't stop, and it wasn't that I couldn't handle it, they were just really annoying. And I tried a few different things that I could think of to try to get my videos back onto my normal algorithm, which is like my safe space and where people like me and not hate me, but nothing worked. But on August 31st, I got word that a new algorithm was coming in September. I figured tomorrow starts a new month, so might as well turn my comments off for the month, and hopefully they'll get back onto the right algorithm with this new algorithm in place. Cause that way, hopefully, only the good people will be liking and saving and sharing my videos because they like my content, and the haters would just, oh man, another Fuzz 99 video popped onto my FYP. I'm gonna leave a couple words. Oh wait, the comments are off. Well, it's really not worth my time. I'ma just keep scrolling. Bye. But like, nah, that didn't happen. Me turning off the comments literally did the opposite. And all the haters became enraged that I took their power to say mean things away. And they started stitching and duetting my videos, which made their followers see it, which made more follower people see it, which then just got to where we are now. And I'm not giving up until I get back to being on my safe space here, and hopefully we're just gonna see what happens.
This plan never worked. The haters are still in his comments, and nowadays Maul has fallen off completely, but still uploads regular content. Thank you all for watching, please subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.